You're listening to Sip and Grow the podcast, the show where we taste awesome, delicious wines while having unfiltered conversations about our passions, experiences, struggles, entrepreneurship, and life. My name is Nicole Di Pasquale, and I'm a wine enthusiast just trying to pursue her passions and dreams while taking you on the journey with me, one episode at a time. My ultimate goal is to not only bring you wine knowledge and value, but also inspire you to enjoy your process and journey in pursuing your passions and dreams. Because guess what? The person you become while enduring the process is more important. So sit back, grab a glass, and let's sip and grow together. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sip and Grow with me, your host, Nicole Di Pasquale. So today we have another wine from the famous Doris Market, which is an Italian market locally here where I live in Florida. And this is actually an Italian wine from Sicily, and it's a high altitude wine. So I was like, let's get into high altitude wines. What is high altitude wines? Why they make magical wines, and kind of just get into the nitty-gritty about a wine that comes from high altitudes. So before we do that, I'm going to introduce today's wine. This bottle, we're already dripping on the on my notepad. This bottle is called Insolia, as the plane passes by right now. Great timing, great timing. So this is called Insolia, is the grape varietal. This is a white varietal, so Insolia is the grape varietal name, spelled Insolia. This is actually made with organic grapes. It's an eco-sustainable vineyard as well, and the vineyard or winery is called, the vineyard and a winery is called Vaglio di Pianeto. So this is a 2021 vintage from Sicily. So in Sicily, they have, this one specifically comes from a village called Santa Cristina Gela, and it's located in the city of Palermo, which is the capital of Sicily. And then this one does have the DOC certification on it, as you can see on the top here, and it also says it here, right under the location, so it just says Denominazione di Origine Controllata. The creator, or the guy who put together or owns this vineyard, is called Paolo, I want to get his last name right, Paolo Marzotto. He established this vineyard in 1997. And he just really he loves Sicily, and he just really wanted to create a vineyard there, because it was one of his favorite places to be and produce. And he was like, why not produce wine in Sicily? So he created the vineyard. And his main goal was to not only produce the best wines in Sicily, but also have an eco-sustainable vineyard. So that's what he did. And he wanted to get the best out of the territory. So this specific vineyard actually has 13 different grape varietals, but today specifically we'll be talking about Insolia, which is also, like, it's commonly grown in Sicily and Tuscany, and usually it tends to be like a light to medium bodied white wine, with like very expressive characteristics in it, but we'll get into that. Specifically, we'll get into why this one is very special, just because it comes from a high altitude vineyard. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about what is a high altitude vineyard. So what do elevated vineyards have to offer? They tend to always have, like, I wrote the 4 like main points down, but like at high altitude wine or elevated vineyards offer direct and concentrated sunlight, dramatic temperature shifts, scarcity of oxygen, and exceptional drainage. So usually when you, wow, it's really humid and hot, and I'm sweating bullets right now. Usually when you have a high altitude wine, you it tends to be like there's a lot of variables that make it kind of like difficult to maintain the vines, but that's where you kind of let nature do its thing. And ultimately, like, you can create really, really beautiful, exceptional wines from high altitudes. This vineyard specifically is 900 meters above sea level. And then this grape is actually produced 700, like the area where the vines are for this specific grape varietal is about 700 meters above sea level. And one of the things that the vines tend to get a lot of direct sunlight, which, fear not, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing. It's just like the sunlight helps the grapes really produce this like thick skin almost, which can protect them from like really drastic temperature changes, or it also like helps give the grapes a little bit more tannins usually, and a very solid, good color. So that means your wine will probably turn out to be a really nice color as well. And like, even though the berries tend to be a little bit smaller in higher altitudes, don't fear that the berries are smaller, because it actually literally, high altitude wines is literally meant to be like quality over quantity. So like, you might not have as many grapes or as many big berries on the vines, but you can really produce really good quality berries from these high altitude vines that can give you a very complex wine filled with a bunch of like acidity and tannins, and it's beautiful. You really get really age-worthy wines from high altitude vines, and it's probably one of my favorite types of wines to drink, just because, I don't know, if you let nature do its thing, and like and all goes well, of course, depending on, you know, how the vineyard was, or the season was that year, and how the vines behaved with like the weather during that time, you can really, really get the best out of those vines in those high altitudes. So with that said, one of the other things too that like this guy Paolo like made, the way he made the vineyard like eco-sustainable, is that his cellar is actually, I think it's like 4 stories. Yeah, it's like 4 stories long, and I think it's about 3 of the stories. I'm looking at the picture in my mind right now, but it's about 3 stories underground. So the underground rooms are basically like the cellar room, the barrel room, and the aging rooms, which is just basically where the wine is produced and stored. And since it's underground and surrounded by the rock, like natural rock, that tends to have its own like thermal regulation, which is perfect thermal regulation for storing wine and producing wine. So you kind of save, it's eco-friendly in the sense of like, you don't really have to have like a temperature or a thermostat in your cellar. It's kind of just like a natural thermostat happening, and we love that. But let's go ahead and open this wine and taste it, because I feel like this one's gonna be good. Ugh. Ay, ay, ay. This one, I forgot how much it was in Doris. I think it was like, I know it wasn't expensive. I think it was like $14, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look it up. I don't think they sell it at Total Wine. But I will definitely link it in the notes if I find a link where you can buy it. If not, I'll put the price of how much I got it for at Doris. But I think the only other, have I tried a Sicilian wine? Or I've only tried wine from Sardinia. I think this might be the first time I try a white Sicilian wine. I think I've had a red Sicilian wine before, but I don't remember what varietal it was. So yeah. Already looking at this color, it has a beautiful like yellow green sort of hue to it. Oh my gosh. It has like very acidic aromas coming through. Like I smell like, what is it called? Like grapefruit. I even smell like cantaloupe, like the green cantaloupe. And like green apple for sure. Let's go ahead and try it. Oh my God. Okay, so immediately the texture is like, it's like buttery almost to the touch, which is really nice for a white wine. It's definitely medium bodied. The green apple and grapefruit come out super strong. I also feel like there's something else in there that I like. It's almost like herbaceous too. Kind of like, I was gonna say celery, but like it's not celery. It's more like dill, maybe. Yeah, like dill or more like, and no, actually like fennel, more like a fennel taste to it. So very big on the citrus notes and the green fruit notes. So very strong on the green apple. I would even go to say that there's like a hint of like lemon in there as well. But overall, it's a very complex white wine, medium bodied. It goes down fresh, and it makes you, I feel like it's higher on the acidity, so it just makes you want to keep drinking it. I think it's perfect for like a day that it's like hot and humid outside, which right now I feel refreshed that I have this because I'm literally drenched in sweat as I'm speaking right now. But overall, I think I would rate this an 8.7 out of 10. I really like it. I think it would go very well with any type of white fish for sure. I would even go to say like pastas with white sauces or buttery sauces. I think it would go well with. And then I would even say like a freshly grilled octopus. It would go good with this. Or any type of like fresh salad would be amazing with this, or like a lentil salad would be so good with this. I feel like you can pair so many options with this wine, and overall for the price point it's not bad at all. And I would definitely put this in my white wine section at home. So let me know if you guys are able to try this. Let me know what you think, and as always, let me know what you think of the podcast. If there's anything specific that you want to learn on here, let me know. I'm working really, really hard to get more guests on the show. I just need to get out of my comfort zone and reach out to certain people, but I'm also getting some friends as well that are within different industries to be a part of the show as well, so we can talk with them and drink some wine with them. But I'll definitely be bringing on more guests soon. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode, and please, please, please leave me a review, or, just let me know what you think of the episodes, what you think I can improve on, or what you want to hear in future episodes. Anything and everything is appreciated. Anyways, cheers. I hope you have your wine tonight, and I will see you guys on the next one.